Hello, my name is Katie Revell, and this is my case study for EDL 854, the case study looking into missing ticket funds. First off, let's go over the summary of the case study. Mr. Stevens is a principal at George Washington Middle School, and right now he has an awesome relationship with the parent organization team. He does not have an assistant principal, so he relies on them quite heavily to help out with some typical athletic director duties. He has a member named Mrs. Bowman who is trying to find funds for her daughter Lucy to attend a national cheerleading conference. When they met, Mrs. Bowman asked if the PTA could use funds to support her daughter's endeavors to go to New York, and Mr. Stevens just politely replied that no, the PTA funds really need to go to the support of all students rather than one specific student, and she did press the issue a little bit. The following Monday they had a basketball game and there were $50 missing at the end of the night, and Mrs. Bowman was the one that turned in the funds. So there is some discrepancy as to where the $50 bill went that Mr. Stevens did see. Category 1. First, we're going to look at what do we know, what do we need to know, and then we will identify the problem. When we look at what do we know that George Washington Middle School is a fairly large school. It serves 450 students, and as mentioned earlier, Mr. Stevens does not have an assistant that helps him. The PTA is very supportive of the school and is very involved. Mrs. Bowman has asked for money to pay for her daughter's trip. Mr. Stevens does use pre-numbered tickets at events and a very detailed inventory at concessions to help prevent fraudulent issues. After the game, there was a $50 bill missing, and torn tickets are being blamed for the funds not adding up. But there's still quite a bit of questions that need to be answered. What is the current policy about handling torn tickets? In this situation, the torn tickets were not turned in. What does the current policy say about that? Have ticket funds come up short in the past? Is this a history type of situation where we need to prevent it from happening again because it continues to happen? On what terms did Mrs. Bowman and Mr. Stevens leave after their kind of awkward conversation about the PTA not being able to support her daughter Lucy? Is there camera surveillance that might help identify who the guilty party is? Could the $50 bill have been used when making change for maybe the concession stand? Is there another logical place that the $50 bill could have gone? Did Mr. Stevens record the amount of money that was in the money bag before the game, or was the bag empty? And did any other worker physically see the torn tickets? So obviously when we're identifying problems, we're going to start with the number one problem, and that is that there are missing funds. Then we can break it down to the parent organization and then the admin. So when I look at the parent organization, I can see that overall there needs to be more training for the PTA members, especially since they are so heavily involved in funds and monetary issues. And honestly, my perspective is that maybe the PTA is a little too involved. We need to have more staff members involved when looking at the handling of funds. As far as the admin goes, Mr. Stevens needs to advocate for himself. He clearly does not have enough staff support and employees to supervise games, and he does need to tweak some policy because there are a few gray areas. Category 2, where we're going to propose a plan. First, I'm going to outline the steps needed to resolve the problem, and then I'm going to look specifically at some strategies needed to implement my plan. When looking at my plan of action, overall, we need to gather some information. As an administrator, I would need to check surveillance cameras, I would need to review current policy, and then I would need to set up some meetings. First and foremost, I would meet with my superintendent. I think transparency is key here. I want to be open to the superintendent about anything that I'm working on so nothing blindsides them. Plus, the superintendent could offer some valuable insight as to how we might handle this situation. I would like to meet with the other worker besides Mrs. Bowman just to gather some more information about maybe what was seen or said. I would meet with the PTA president and the security guard member who worked the event to see if they have any additional feedback. Now, once I've gathered a lot of information, some things may change my plan of action. So if, for example, the surveillance camera identified exactly who the guilty party was, that changes the plan of action. Or if the conversations with the superintendent and workers highlight some key areas, that may alter the plan based off the feedback that I'm receiving. But as far as the money collecting plan goes, first and foremost, I need to rewrite the policy to clarify some procedures. Then after that takes place, I need to train all PTA members and staff at the same time, because as my next point highlights, I do believe that we need to combine staff and PTA members to work events. I don't think it's enough to just have PTA members be working concessions and working the handling of money at the gate. And I need to create a formal spreadsheet to record money before, during, and after events. One area that might help is that if we have a checkpoint where we record money and collect money during the event, then we'd be able to pinpoint exactly where problems are occurring. Now let's look at the implementation strategies. First off, I'm going to have to delegate quite a bit of time for these face-to-face meetings. And then after that, the communication really is key here. I need to train and clarify current policy. I need to find staff support at games. Maybe think of some incentives like a gene day or put their names into a drawing. Get a lot more staff support at games. I need to look into a points of sale software such as GateMaster. GateMaster actually allows you to type in sales as they're going during the game onto your iPad, and then you can actually flash it to the patrons who are coming to the game. It records exactly how much they owe you, but also records your tickets. So it's an awesome digital way to have some black and white records of who is attending games and how much money you should have after the game is over. I would also like to create a form for recording and submitting actual torn tickets. In this scenario, the torn ticket itself was not turned in, and I do think that if we are claiming funds aren't matching up because of torn tickets, we need to be able to validate that. Category 3, promoting the success of all students. I'm going to look at what is best for students, and then I'm also going to look at data-driven resolutions to these problems. So when I'm looking at promoting success for all, I broke it into 3 categories: support, communication, and fund allocation. When we look into support, first off, I think we need to support Lucy. Maybe we can give her a halftime shout out or a showcase, because it is amazing that she has made it to nationals in cheerleading. And while we may not be able to support her financially, I think we need to highlight her strengths and really make her feel like the shining star that she is. Also, we can support Mrs. Bowman in helping her brainstorm ways to collect funds. So no, we were not able to support her financially. However, maybe we can encourage her to talk to the training facility where Lucy probably gets additional training and support, or just help her in general think of ways to collect funds so that she feels like even though we can't solve her problem, we're helping her come up with solutions. As far as communication goes, for Mr. Stevens, we really need to communicate that he needs more support. He's wearing a lot of hats and doing a lot of things on his own, and often that leads to burnout, but it also leads to error. I think we need to open training for all PTA and staff because it promotes a partnership between the PTA and staff, which is so crucial here because the PTA is so important. We need to let them know that we support them. As far as fund allocation goes, we need to protect the funds that the PTA raises so that they can fully support our students. And we need to be preventative in making sure situations like this do not happen again. Category 4, debriefing the problem. What was I thinking, feeling, and valuing when responding to this case study? And are there any unresolved issues that are open to further investigation? As far as thinking goes, my first thought was, why does Mr. Stevens not have more support? This is a rather large building. Surely there would be an assistant principal or even an athletic director from the high school that could help at games. And overall, I truly feel that the PTA is too heavily involved in monetary concerns. As far as feeling, I did have some empathy for Mrs. Bowman because needing to meet the financial restraints that sports and athletics can play to a parent is hard. So I did empathize with her about the needs to get funds for her daughter. And I felt very overwhelmed for Mr. Stevens. I was valuing the power of communication. I was also valuing not jumping to conclusions too quickly, not assuming that there is a guilty party, but really taking the time to investigate. Unresolved issues. Why isn't there an assistant principal or help from the high school AD? As I mentioned, it's a rather large building to not have help. How can we get staff more involved with the running of events? And perhaps was the money from tickets combined with the concession stand money, because that could be an area to clean up as well. Category 5, promoting success. How do we promote academic success, personal well-being, and instructional capacity? For promoting academic success, first off, by protecting funds, we're really making sure the PTA can fully benefit all students. And by keeping an ongoing awesome relationship with the PTA, it's going to create a better school community for all, which definitely promotes academic learning success. Promoting personal well-being. First off, I want to support and celebrate Lucy, and I want to gain some support system for Mr. Stevens so that he can be more visible and also be a more balanced leader. And I think we need to facilitate open communications with all parties by having combined trainings with the PTA and staff in this area. Enhancing instructional capacity. As I mentioned, by protecting PTA funds, we're helping to support other programs. So the PTA currently fosters the Reading Buddies program, and if we can protect their funds, we can make sure awesome programs like that continue to happen. I want to encourage staff attendance at games. What we know is that when students see their teachers outside of the classroom, it definitely fosters a student and parent and teacher relationship, which ultimately enhances instructional capacity. And we want to look for ways to celebrate students in both academics and athletics. Thank you so much for watching my case study.